The profound wisdom of Leo Tolstoy on happiness and life. Leo Tolstoy, one of the greatest literary minds in history, was not just a masterful storyteller, but also a philosopher who deeply explored the meaning of life, happiness, and purpose. His reflections on happiness challenge modern perspectives, urging us to look beyond material wealth and societal expectations to discover a more profound and enduring sense of joy. Let history's greatest words shape your future. Subscribe now for timeless inspiration. Happiness lies in simplicity and perspective. Tolstoy's assertion, "If you want to be happy, just be," may seem simplistic at first glance, but it carries a deep philosophical truth. Many people associate happiness with external achievements, wealth, status, or success. But Tolstoy believed that happiness is an internal state of mind rather than a result of external circumstances. His words encourage us to adopt a mindset that embraces contentment and gratitude. Instead of constantly chasing after something more, we should recognize and appreciate the value of what we already have. This perspective aligns with the teachings of Stoic philosophy and Buddhist mindfulness, both of which emphasize that happiness comes from within. If we condition our joy on external factors, we become prisoners of uncertainty and dissatisfaction. However, by shifting our mindset to embrace happiness in the present moment, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Small changes shape a meaningful life. Tolstoy also stated, "Real life is when small changes happen." This reminds us that personal growth and fulfillment do not come from sudden, dramatic transformations, but from gradual progress over time. In the modern world, people often seek instant gratification, whether in career achievements, relationships, or personal development. However, Tolstoy's wisdom highlights the importance of appreciating incremental growth and recognizing that even the smallest positive changes contribute to a fulfilling life. For example, the journey of self-improvement, learning a new skill, forming healthy habits, or strengthening relationships, does not happen overnight. Instead, it is through daily efforts and perseverance that we build a meaningful existence. By understanding and embracing this philosophy, we can alleviate frustration and cultivate patience as we navigate life's challenges. The connection between humanity and nature. Tolstoy deeply valued the connection between humans and nature, expressing this belief in his statement, "One of the first conditions of happiness is that the link between man and nature shall not be broken." This insight remains highly relevant today, as modern life has distanced people from the natural world. With increasing urbanization, digital distractions, and artificial environments, many individuals feel a sense of emptiness despite material abundance. Studies in psychology and wellness support Tolstoy's idea, showing that spending time in nature reduces stress, boosts mood, and improves overall mental health. Whether it is walking in a park, hiking in the mountains, or simply appreciating a sunset, reconnecting with nature helps restore our inner balance. By preserving and respecting nature, we do not only protect the environment but also nurture our well-being. The purpose of life, serving humanity. One of Tolstoy's most thought-provoking assertions is, "The sole purpose of life is to serve humanity." In contrast to modern notions of success, which often prioritize individual achievement and self-interest, Tolstoy advocates for a life dedicated to helping others. True fulfillment, he suggests, is not found in personal gain, but in making a positive impact on the lives of others. This philosophy is evident in many great figures throughout history. Leaders, humanitarians, and philosophers who dedicated their lives to uplifting society. Whether through acts of kindness, charitable work, or contributing knowledge and wisdom, serving humanity gives life greater meaning. Even in daily interactions, small gestures of generosity and compassion contribute to a more harmonious world. Furthermore, Tolstoy believed that service should not be performed for recognition or reward, but as a natural expression of human morality. The joy of giving and making a difference in others' lives creates a deeper and more lasting satisfaction than any material achievement. True joy comes from a purpose beyond oneself. Tolstoy expands on this idea by emphasizing that joy is only real when a person views their life as service and has a purpose beyond themselves and personal happiness. This suggests that a meaningful life is not solely about seeking personal pleasures or achievements, but about contributing to something greater. Many people struggle with a sense of emptiness despite having material success because they lack a deeper purpose. This aligns with modern psychological research, which suggests that people who engage in meaningful activities, such as volunteering, mentoring, or creating something valuable for others, experience greater overall life satisfaction. A life centered solely on personal desires may bring temporary pleasure, but it often lacks fulfillment. In contrast, dedicating oneself to a higher cause, whether it be family, community, or a passion that benefits others, creates a lasting sense of purpose and joy. Conclusion: a timeless guide to happiness. Leo Tolstoy's reflections on happiness and life remain profoundly relevant, offering wisdom that transcends time and culture. He challenges us to rethink the way we define happiness, not as an external achievement but as an internal state of being. By embracing simplicity, appreciating small changes, reconnecting with nature, and dedicating ourselves to serving others, we can cultivate a more meaningful and fulfilling existence. In a world where people are often caught in the endless pursuit of success, Tolstoy's words serve as a gentle reminder that happiness is within our reach if only we shift our perspective. If we embrace his timeless wisdom, we can lead richer, more purposeful lives, finding joy not in what we acquire but in how we live. A story of healing. Michael's escape from the concrete jungle. Michael had spent the last 10 years building his career as a lawyer in Chicago. His days were filled with back-to-back meetings, endless paperwork, and courtroom battles. Success was his priority, and he prided himself on his work ethic. But as the years passed, he began experiencing chronic stress, insomnia, and a growing sense of emptiness. His once fiery ambition now felt more like a weight pressing down on him. One evening, after another exhausting 14-hour workday, Michael scrolled through social media and came across an article about the benefits of spending time in nature. At first, he dismissed it. "I don't have time for that," he muttered. But something about the idea lingered in his mind. A few weeks later, he decided to take a break. On a whim, he booked a solo trip to Montana, where he had once visited as a child. When he arrived, the vast open fields and towering mountains felt almost surreal compared to the gray cityscape he had become accustomed to. His phone had no service, and for the first time in years he had no emails to check, no deadlines to chase. The first morning, he hiked to a quiet lake surrounded by pine trees. Sitting by the water, he took a deep breath and noticed something: silence. No honking cars, no ringing phones, no shouting clients. Just the gentle sounds of rustling leaves and birdsong. A strange but wonderful feeling washed over him: peace. As the days passed, Michael felt his mind slow down. He no longer woke up feeling anxious. His thoughts became clearer, and he found himself reflecting on things he had ignored for years: his dreams, his relationships, and what truly made him happy. By the end of the trip, he realized he couldn't return to the same exhausting lifestyle. He didn't have to abandon his career, but he did need to prioritize balance. Inspired by his experience, he made changes. He took regular weekend trips to nature, started jogging in the park before work, and even adopted a habit of drinking his morning coffee on his apartment balcony, watching the sunrise instead of staring at his phone. Tolstoy's words, "One of the first conditions of happiness is that the link between man and nature shall not be broken," took on a new meaning for Michael. He had spent years chasing success in a world of concrete and steel, but true fulfillment came when he reconnected with something much simpler, yet infinitely more powerful: the natural world.